Life Well Lived. My name is Omobola Stephen, your regular host. I was staying at home Ben, and if your job requires you to be on the field, hope you're coping fine and staying safe as always. Hi, really, I've been working remotely and it's been fun. On today's show, I want to focus on potentials and the pitfalls you need to avoid. Do you want to know more? Of course, I know you will. Now let's roll. Each of us have had the experience of walking in another room and saying, "Now, why did I come here?" We had a purpose when we decided to go into the other room, but something between our decision to go and the moment we arrived sidetracked us from our original intention, or we may allow side interest to distract us from our main goal. For example, if you set the goal of jogging 2 miles a day to improve your health, the first day you walk 2 miles in a little over an hour. The second day your walk takes over an hour, but you walk only half a mile because you keep stopping to pick wildflowers. Picking wildflowers really isn't bad. It's the result of picking flowers. The distraction from your goal that is bad. Now, Satan uses distractions to stop our progress towards the goal, or at least to change the speed of that progress. If he cannot convince us that our dream is wrong, it will throw other things in our path to slow the development of our vision, or it will push us and induce us to move ahead of God's timetable. Now, one of Satan's most successful devices is to preoccupy us with good things, in quotes, good things, to distract us from the right things. Perhaps God has planted the seed of a dream that He wants you to accomplish 20 years from now. I know that. Between then and now, He has many other plans for your life. Absolutely. Let the seed incubate and proceed cautiously. Listen to me. Let that seed incubate and proceed cautiously. As you stay open to God's leading in that area, He will reveal when the timing is right. I know, and absolutely. Never sacrifice the right thing for a good thing. Never, never do that. Of course, yes. Likewise, if God says now is the time, be careful to examine your thoughts and actions closely to see if they help or hinder the completion of a goal. Now, if a plan or activity distracts you from accomplishing your vision according to God's schedule, it is bad for you at that moment. Whatever that does not help our progress hinders it, that is it. This is true because obeying God too soon or too late is disobedience. Therefore, we must be careful not to get drawn into good activities that distract us from the overall purpose of God. God really requires our prompt response to Him throughout the journey. So obedience is part of the way. Obedience part of the way is disobedience. We must be true then to our own vision over the long haul, because true obedience to God is doing what He says, when He says, the way He says, as long as He says, until He says stop. Beautiful. God is the only one who knows where you're going and what is the best way to get there. He is absolute. He will not send you by roundabout routes with many delays, neither will He lure you into detours and dead ends. He will not at all. The fulfillment of your potential really is His hope and joy. To maximize your life, you must stay focused on your purpose and avoid distraction through discipline. Absolutely. I'll be right back. Now let's look at sources. Remember, I'm talking about maximizing your potential, the pitfalls you need to avoid. Number one is success. Success is another enemy of potential, you ask me. When we complete a task and quit because we think we have arrived, we never become all we are. If, for example, you graduate from a college and teach first grade for the rest of your life, when God wants you to be a high school principal, you forfeit much of your potential because you stopped at the preliminary sources. Leave your sources and go create another. That is it. Did you hear me? Leave your sources and go create another. That's the only way you will release your potential. Excellent. We must also be aware that the small sources does not keep us from accomplishing a larger goal or purpose. In a similar manner, we must be careful to judge our sources by God's standards, not the world's. That's important. Because when we look at it, sources in the world's eyes is not really sources, because the world does not know what true sources is. That's it. True sources is being right with God and completing His assignment and purpose for our lives, absolutely. It is knowing and obeying Him. Thus, we cannot succeed without discovering and doing what God asks of us. Without God, everything we do is nothing. Yes, it is nothing. Therefore, I urge you today that do not be intimidated by your lack of achievements in the world's eyes. The power of God within you is greater than any other power. When you hook up with God and obey His directives, you will achieve success by His standards. Refuse now to allow the world's measurement of success to encourage or discourage you, because God's standard is the only criteria that matters. Absolutely. Let's look at traditions. No matter how good the present system is, there's always a better way. Do not be imprisoned by the comfort of the known. Be an explorer, not just a passenger. Do not allow yourself also to become trapped by tradition, or you will do and become nothing. Your present level of success will be your highest level of success, and God, who is not trapped within tradition, will find someone else to do what you could have done. Now that's so hard. Use your imagination, dream big, and find new ways to respond to present situations and responsibilities. Then you will uncover never-ending possibilities that inspire you to reach for continually higher achievements. Now is the time to try something different. The release of your full potential demands that you move beyond the present traditions of your home, family, job, and church in essence throughout your life. Now, to maximize your life, you must be willing to release ineffective traditions for new methods. Next, we look at opposition. Satan has a way of snuffing out our great dreams by causing us to compromise. Yes, compromise. Most often this occurs because we give in to opposition. If it can stop us, it will push us to make a deal that is not God's deal. Then we have no hope of attaining our goal because we are trying to accomplish our God-given vision with human values and specifications. Opposition really is natural to life but necessary for flight. If everyone agrees with your dream, it is probably a nightmare. Did you hear me? If everyone agrees with your dream, it's probably a nightmare. Let's say God gives you a vision to establish a motherless baby's home. Because you didn't raise the funding as quickly as you had hoped, you become impatient and look for additional sources of revenue. When a local businessman offers his support, you eagerly accept his offer. At first, this arrangement works very well, but when the businessman demands a position on the agency's board and begins to dictate who can be sponsored for adoption and who can be adoptive parents, you begin to wonder if your decision to accept large sums of money from him was a wise one at the first instance. Yet, to safeguard the financial support you received from him, you agreed to his conditions. Yes, that is what is next. In doing so, you compromise your vision. Underline the word compromise. To fulfill your vision in life, you will usually have to swim upstream against the tide of popular opinion. Absolutely. Opposition is a proof that you're swimming, not floating. Nice one. Compromised vision always kills potential because a vision that is attempted outside God's guideline cannot reveal power. It cannot. So, to maximize your life, you must accept and understand the nature and value of opposition, according to myles-munroe. Let me repeat myself. To maximize your life, you must accept and understand the nature and value of opposition. And this is why I draw the curtain for today's show. I really had a swell time. I hope you do too. Remember to catch up missed episodes on my blog site, youmattertolife.com, and on my Facebook page, Blue Buttons Communications Networks. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Omobola Steering, or perhaps follow me on the Spreaker channel. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe always. I sign out.
You told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me.